and it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays. Through the final chicane, and the AlphaTauri hits the wall of champions. Alright everybody, welcome back. My PC just crashed. Currently at hobby. And hopefully everything is fine. Yeah, Solo's with me right now.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I've maintained in the lobby, so I've been keeping an eye. I do have some intermediate runners, some wet runners, but the first flying lap due to be set by Janneman with Kingsman not too far behind him on wet tires. So I'm not sure how long we're expecting the rain to last, whether it's going to be the entire length of quali. You would imagine it will be, since everyone's out actually setting laps instead of waiting. But I mean, it's always good to get a marker down regardless.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what my game is doing right now. Imagine not being able to join your own lobby, man. What the hell? Can you invite me?
I can try. There we go.
Yeah, the game is not gaming.
No. A little bit of a wiggle there from Janneman at the very least. Janneman coming around to complete his flying lap. He does have an Alpine somewhat in the way though, just he comes through the final chicane. But he will put down a 142.1. Kingsman a 142.5. Next one up to line should be Gediminas. He's on the full wet tyres. So the intermediate's currently showing better at the moment as Furious Donny a 143.4. And Gediminas a 143.6. So conditions worsening at the least on the track, but Janneman, the only Inter's driver, aside from Jimsky to settle up, but Jimsky's a 156, and Meals, there we go, a 141.7, again intermediate, so they are the more favourable tyre out on track, because Mofaz had a bit of a spin coming out of Spoon. Sean comes round with a 143.0 on those wet tyres.
It does seem like I can't really get in.
That is just a nightmare. Oh, another spin there from Mofaz. He's somewhat on the racing line. It's not a great place to be in. Just on the entry to the straight, and fastest lap comes from Seagull this time around. And now pipped by MQ. So you've got Emil's P3 at the moment, 141.753. Seagull P2, 141.734. And MQ going quickest with a 141.712.
I think we're probably gonna like restart the lobby after qualifying because I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. No, of course. Jim's got 148.7, and Ash's the only one. Not to settle up, as he cannot get in. That looks things.
Yeah, I guess we'll just go back until through, and then we'll be back with the race. How long is still left on quali?
Let me check very quickly. It is, as it stands, got 9 minutes 50. Seagull has gone fastest. We are starting to break into the 140s at the very least.
You know, otherwise, I don't know if you can stream.
5. I already am.
Oh, you already are?
Yeah. Jimsky at 140.2. And again, the inters are just looking like the better tyres still. It's not wet enough for full wets, I would say.
Ah, there we go. And then we at least can watch this. I think honestly the frame rate seems okay even. So yeah, that works. Interesting to see like that people drive different sets of tires and will get like somewhat additive lap
Similar
times.
laps, yeah.
Yeah.
They're both on out laps. He's in the pit. See, I would imagine it's on an in lap, but I could be wrong. No. It's actually on a flying lap. Oh, and a 140.1 as he goes quickest.
Yeah, it
And
is.
that racing line just improving. I think slowly but surely as the session's going on.
I mean, it is of course were very well possible laps break more in the wets.
Yeah.
So I think like about, well, now or in a bit is gonna be the time where everybody is going back in to get new tires, new ERS for once, and then we'll, yeah, the next set of laps.
Yeah. Silly boy. Forgot how I had it set up because it wasn't showing the window. Well, the program for F1, so I've had to actually do a window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Astral unfortunately there in 13th. I read that right, can also not get in. I think at 13 still needs crashed the lobby. I'm sure you can probably be happy to not the mix in turn 1, as I've heard at least. But yeah, we're gonna redo. Nah, we're not restarting. Like, we will do another lobby, yes. Bye. I'm cute.
Beautiful maneuver, honestly.
Yeah. Would have shooting in the face, probably.
Anyone's not seeing any flying laps. I think Marcel Jan, quite possibly, is our next one, an actual flying lap here.
Yeah, it's fresh, right? Drove on arts, well, full wets. Because last lap he drove on these and looking good. Seagull and Jimsky both coming out fresh inters now. And it does generally look like inters are the way here. Way more people running in at least.
Let's see, is there anyone else? Possibly Meals. Yeah, he's up. 2/10.
Oh well,
Will be the next cross the line anyway.
gonna be
No.
question, do you go like in at this point? Hope that it gets better.
Oof, lost a lot of time in the end.
Just 1.5 seconds in the last sector alone.
Yeah, it looks like it. Kingsman did improve there though by a whole second. And a little 10th. From MQs.
Jimsky is already going right now.
Yeah.
And he's
And
quicker.
navigating Alpine here. Which is nicely placed off to the side.
Oh my god.
Oh, slide. Oh, dearie me.
He
Still
still
goes fastest. What? Even after that slide out of the final turn.
Yeah, but he
Jimsky
could have
improves
really
and
just
goes fastest.
settled it for P1 here. I mean, he will have enough ERS to go another lap. And he will
Seagull is
have enough
improving.
time. Yeah.
It's not enough as it stands though. It's only 600s. He's only a 10th down from Jimsky. If anyone can do it here. Oh, I was gonna say it's Seagull, but I think that's Caster's curse if I've ever seen it. I didn't even get to finish my sentence. He knew where I was going with it.
Yeah.
And he's broken the end plate off his front wing.
Yeah, and that subsequently means no more attempts for him at all. He can't get into the pits and out in the time that remains. Not enough.
Doesn't look like conditions are particularly improving. Marcel Jan's not got enough fuel on him here, I don't think. By the time he gets in, he won't be able to get back out in time. Hussein's on an out lap and is beginning his flying lap. I think he's really the only one that we would expect to challenge Jimsky here then.
Yeah. really only Hussein, I think. Janneman will probably be driving another hot lap as well, but he needs a little bit of time to get to the hot finish first. Gonna be trying the full wets, as Hussein is right now. Race is bone dry, make sure to set. Yeah. Okay. People don't want to drive dry race or wet race as well.
I mean, where's the fun in that?
Right.
We live for the chaos here.
Yeah, I was tempted to just like set the track to changing conditions and stuff. Like the most interesting races, personally. Oh, Marcian retired. In the pits though, if I saw that. And that is a 0.6 improvement for Hussein currently.
Gotcha.
Would put him right into P2. He just needs a flawless last chicane to challenge Jimsky. And Jimsky lost a lot of time in his last turn. This could be really good here.
Oh, he has split Jimsky and Ziegler there to claim P2 as it stands. Jimsky is going for one more flying lap by the looks of things. Oh, it's getting slidey though out there. Kane's been retiring from the session as he appears to plow himself into the wall as he normally does on the pit straight. There is someone coming up the line. It's an Alpine. Oh, MQ set to improve by 2/10. That may put him ahead of Janneman here. It's all about a good final sector. And he does improve and go ahead. Sean's still out on track. I'm not entirely sure this is a flying lap attempt. Have to imagine that it is, but we'll see what happens when he crosses into the sector. He's down 2/10 and likely not to improve. I think Janneman's got one more push.
Alright. It's gonna be the final attempt. My PC crashed yet again. I think Seagull, for example, if you like listening, probably best. Have someone else host the lobby because I might just crash. Ah shit. Cooling night.
I didn't mean to take a 3 wide screen grab, but I do have a screen grab for
yeah, they put
the grid for quali.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Alright. Yeah, my mic keeps cutting out because I'm probably too far away from it. Official name of my PC, Logan Sargent, yeah. It's Stroll GPT. Have you seen the AI racing league thingy?
I heard about this. Yeah, and it went disastrously.
Honestly,
I hear.
I feel like, I don't know, man. We were promised that AI would like take so much work away and like everyone could have like more time to spend like for themselves and stuff. And all the things I see AI doing is the fun things. Like, why do we need a race car driven by AI?
Yeah. But Yeah, I mean it's interesting to see developments in technology. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like AI is just failing at the moment. I mean, you do have to try, and with every failed attempt, you learn something new, and
Yeah.
these things do improve. But good God, we are a long way off it being viable for just about anything at the moment,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
that's maybe for the best.
yeah, for sure, for sure. But
People get to keep their jobs.
yeah,
You know, we're not being replaced by robots.
yeah. The thing is, though, if we're replaced by robots, like, surely we can just like live, right?
You would think so, but then, I mean, not to get too political with it, but I think a lot of the people in power and the people with the copious amounts of money would rather see us dead than share their wealth.
Yeah, probably. Oh, fair. I mean, like, it's kind of interesting in a way where, like, Formula One and racing in general driver for, and like a AI-driven car league could be helping to innovate regarding like autonomous driving, because from what I've heard so far, this ain't too great so far neither.
Yeah, it's oof. It's a strange time to be living in, really.
Yeah, for sure. So it should be only Sean missing, then we should be good to go again. Hopefully my good old PS5 is... Hopefully I'm gonna eat. Overloaded. GP. Okay, I think we go, right? What is the damage? I think it is on... Wait, can I do settings? Can't. I think everything is on standard. I don't think we have reduced. I guess play with
Um,
Hey, we're alive. So far.
So far.
Loading in.
I take it you got the order for the grid as well.
Jimsky has set up the that if I
Oh,
crash,
Jimsky setup. Okay.
we not
Got you.
like any.
Yes.
Right then, guys, kind of grey. I think if I understand right, we have weather back to dynamic. So, though it was set to be dry in the initial race, this might as well be changeable conditions or something.
So we did have talk from the engineers expecting rain towards the end of the Challenger race, but never came. I was told 10 to 15 minutes about lap 10. I was like, oh. And then, like, probably lap 16, it said 10 to 15 minutes again, and I'm like, oh, maybe not. So, won't be expecting too much out of that, but. Oh, we got one light and we're away there.
Whoa. A little bit overexcited.
But obviously, formation lap.
It is.
So it's not overly chaotic.
Okay. Very similar tire view, I guess. Like we had in Challenger. A lot of soft and medium runners and a singular hard runner. Mofa here. I think like hard is probably the more valid choice in elite, I guess, because the race is longer. I would assume you can do soft mediums, because otherwise I don't think so many people would be starting on soft.
Yeah, I think beyond what the expected tire life was, at least for the mediums anyway, when it got to that point when engineers telling you, right, you're going to start losing some grip, they still felt relatively good, but I can only speak from the experience of having a broken wing before turn 1. But I mean, they still felt fine. They felt as good as they felt when they were first fitted. So mediums can sort of do the job a little bit longer than you'd expect, but it is still 27 laps. You are potentially, doing a little bit too much, and if Challenger's anything to go by, the opening few laps may still cause some sort of an incident and a switch in strategies for the drivers.
When does it tell you that the tire starts losing grip? Is it around 40% or is it at 50?
I think it's about 40%.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, somewhere in that range, somewhere in the 35 to 40. I think it's just hit 40.
How long
it tells you.
Does the 35% races?
When did I pit? I'm just trying to think. It was quite early on. It was probably about lap 4 or 5. Yeah, so they lasted. Yeah, they were on about 14 laps for me anyway, and that was, still quite comfortable, I think. So you could probably push them about maybe 16 laps if you really wanted to, but I'd imagine you would start losing time quite significantly in that point anyway.
Durability is going to be scaled up here, but anyways, lights are going out, and away we go. And there's a banging start for Jannemann. Honestly, Hussein is a sitting duck.
Actually, he's all the way back. What?
Not a good start for him at all.
P2 to P13.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing on console for the first time now. I'm not sure if he's usually driving with a wheel and now has to do controller or something. That could be, of course, a reason for him not being right up there. But yeah, good start by Jannemann. He immediately flew past him.
Oh, Mofa's in the wall.
Yikes. By himself or contact?
I think he was side by side with Emils when it happened, so that I didn't quite see the contact. Just I was sort of looking my way through the grid, and then I'd gone to Emil's because he had been side by side initially with Gediminas. So Emil's is already down, I think. He started P6 and he's now down to P9, but just like I glanced at another part of my screen and all of a sudden Mofa was in the wall, so you'd have to imagine there was contact there.
Yeah.
But I can't say for any certainty who was at fault.
Game says Soft's last 11 to 13 laps.
So we,
and yeah, one stop.
yeah, soft medium a viable strategy, you would think.
Soft hard should be pitting around the same time even, so well, there is not much of a difference really. Oh, right here we have Hussein retiring in the pits. Must have had, I don't know, some sort of issue. And he is gone. And Gediminas is gone, but involuntarily sitting there in the wall, I think. Not sure if there was contact or something, but
just two drivers just gone, and Mofa obviously having his incident as well. He's put on a new wing and some softs, understandably so. I'm not sure we're gonna get a safety car here. But no, we're not. It's a clear track, straight back underway. Gediminas seemingly blaming himself after that one. Two drivers down already.
Yeah, it is a crazy start then. But the top guys still relatively close together. There's like a couple of gaps building now. Marcian back past Kingsman.
Jimsky with a little slide there. Coming round, I think turn 16 it was there. Or no, sorry, it was 17. It was the left-hander. DRS activated and CEO hot on his tail, but I mean that's to be expected. Janneman manages to keep within touching distance.
Marcian just really banked on Kingsman.
Yeah, Kingsman
not
backing out of that. Yeah.
That was like a scary incident there.
I heard you gasp when I looked to my left because I've got the stream up as well, and I get a second chance to look at what you're seeing just a little bit further behind, and a lot of trust in Kingsman there from Marcel Jan, which, no disrespect to Kingsman, may be a little bit misplaced at times. He's not often.
I wouldn't have backed out there.
He's not often credited for giving room either. So bold from Marcel Jan, but it does actually pay off for him. There is now this 2.7 second gap between himself and Janneman as the front three sort of start to pull away, as they tend to do.
Yeah, and it seems like Marcian is a little bit of a roadblock here for the two guys behind him, Kingsman and MQ. MQ honestly has had quite an upgrade in pace for this season. Either he has grinded more or he's just had very good performances here. Been far more able to contend with the top guys here. P6 is not bad for him at all. Kingsman now getting through Marcian and into P4. Now has the chance to maybe get away from Marcian here and close up to the top guys.
Some gaps forming behind these three as well. There's no one else looking to be in DRS range. Come lap number 5 commencing, and we've got two very set packs, the top three and the runners behind them, as you just get a glimpse of Janneman coming round that hairpin ahead of Kingsman, but still that 3 second gap slowly but surely increasing as well.
Yeah, especially if Marcian is going to go and attack Kingsman again. It looks like, well, I mean, Jimsky and Siegel have said this in the Challenger Tier race. It's very easy to follow around here. The track sort of feels easier to drive, even if you're in the dirty air somehow, apparently. So Marcian not really having trouble to follow at all, and yeah, he's probably gonna get back his P4 on the main straight here. Where are the guys in front? Let's look at their battle first. Seagull.
Yeah, DRS, nice and clean through, and they'll just swap around a little bit, but honestly, I mean, that's not going to phase Jimsky whatsoever. 22 laps to go, and it'll obviously be a pit stop, some sort of strategy to change things up here, but again, they're just the three of them pulling away from the rest of the grid, and they'll all be quite content. Even Janneman just sticking to the back of these two and continuing onwards.
Yeah, they've gained a little bit of time, I think.
Back ahead.
Not sure how exactly, but I think 0.6 to 0.8 of a second. Marcian and Kingsman MQ have just randomly gained on the top three. Not quite sure if they're losing so much time fighting up there, but honestly, they're not fighting much.
Oh, and Astral has spun out of the hairpin.
Yep.
It's a lot of tailing, and it is much less like Challenger. Gonna all come down to this DRS straight. I'm not seeing a lot of overtakes happening anywhere else on the track.
And Marcian keeps gaining. Kingsman now out of DRS range as well. And further back there is the internal duel between the Alfa Romeos, where Donny is left through, or rather successful in the overtake until he runs mega wide.
Yep. It's just it's settled into a rhythm here, and it's really going to come down to mistakes for most of the drivers here, because they've all kept it relatively clean. They've all run good laps so far, and no standout issues really for the remaining drivers anyway. But like you say, just Sean getting a time penalty, and Donny just running a little bit wide, and Sean as a result getting back through in the end.
Yeah, Kingsman might get attacked by MQ here. He is now without DRS, of course, and thus will have it a little bit harder to stay in front on the main straight. Further up, it does not look like Jimsky's gonna go back through here.
MQ, this is going to be comfortable for him as he is through on Kingsman.
Yep.
Leads into turn 1. It's
And
on Kingsman now.
Donny is also back past Sean, and this time stays on track and keeps his position.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really too much of a battle there, considering Sean does have that time penalty, so Donny will be a little bit frustrated that he's been passed by Sean again. He's had to fight his way back because he has now dropped a good 2 seconds behind Emils, who himself isn't having a particularly great race. He's only down 1 position, but considering the start Hussein had, you would maybe have expected Emils to be P5, you would think, somewhere in that range, but he is a good 3.5 seconds away from that. Kingsman has done well to stick to the back of MQ throughout the course of lap number 7, despite being passed at the DRS zone.
Yeah, Kingsman could even go as early as the chicane here, but opts not to go side by side. will instead have an easy run here down the straight. Is already within 3/10. There's more than enough to get past. Doesn't even use the overtake. Oh well. Honestly, without ERS, doesn't make it past neither, but... yeah, I guess he's not gonna worry too much. The pace seems to be alright with these two guys. And not losing too much to Marseillan, who himself is running on a similar pace than the top 3. So... yeah, they're probably not gonna be too unhappy about where they're at right now. MQ and Kingsman here.
Looks like Donny has begun to gain on Emil. It's just a little bit Mofa. The time penalty for presumably track limits just coming through the final chicane. Astral off on his lonesome as well after his spin at the hairpin.
Yeah. Pretty isolated there for the last 2 runners, that's for sure. I think Donny will close up to Emil sooner or later. It looks like he's slightly faster.
Yeah, already gained 7/10 at least in both directions, and for chasing Emil and pushing away from Sean at the very least. Strzymski may now make a pop at Siegel. He had lost and he was 9/10 down coming round Spoon, but has managed to get back down and just 1/10 behind coming into turn 1. Janneman just about hanging on to the back still, but he was also 9/10 down just coming into that DRS straight, so it's kind of just pulled him back into it, and I wonder if he may just start losing a little bit more out to the front too, but another lap will tell.
Yellow flag. Not entirely sure where. Oh, Emil's must have gone on track. He has lost a lot of time. Now behind Sean. He can probably make his way through there again, pace-wise. He should be able to. Marseillan is slowly and steadily gaining on the top 3. He's keeping his distance roughly at 2 seconds now, but yeah, I feel like this is a win in his books. He has the inferior tires now. He's gonna have the advantage later on anyways. Let's see. Strzymski probably gonna go through Siegel again. Yep. And further back here. Oh no, Kingsman is actually pitting. He is not gonna go past MQ. Emils though could be getting past Sean. He is so far back. No chance for a move here. So it seems like well, 9 or 10 laps is where the softs are really not that great anymore. Astral, of course, already having pitted. Kingsman now the second car come in for new mediums. Makes you wonder when the top guys are gonna come in. Usually a little bit better on the tire management front as well, of course. But yeah, I'd expect it to be no more than 3 laps for them as well.
Yeah, you would think
oh my,
so. Just,
yeah.
yeah.
Janneman just drifted the curbs there. Kind
Yeah,
of losing it.
Yeah, some nasty ones. That exit of Spoon is one that's very easy to get wrong, to say the least. I mean, there's a lot of those turns throughout the first 2 sectors that just the tiniest misplacement of your car by a matter of millimeters and you're in a lot of trouble. He's kept it on track, he's kept it in DRS range as well, so doing alright for himself in that regard.
Yeah, really doesn't need to do much more right now. course, can't do any less neither. He has to stay within that second. And he's dropping just now, which could prompt him, I think.
As well.
Like, the moment he doesn't have DRS, he should go pitting, I think.
I would think so too, and see what an undercut can do. See if it forces the hand of the two drivers in front of him. As he's now, well out of that DRS range. As Siegel and Jimsky go side by side. Siegel just gets in ahead at Spoon. Jimsky will naturally keep pace with him, but it's the first time we've really seen an overtake that hasn't, been on the first lap anyway, or coming through into turn one. So interesting, but it was clean. It was safely done. A good move in the end from Seals. They both actually end up pitting, and Janneman goes in after. Jimsky, what was that? I think maybe Siegel braked a little bit harder than he was expecting. He took evasive action, but as it stands, Marceljan leads.
So funny. Because
spicy. It's a bumpy old
yeah, right? Like, it looks like the game just couldn't generate, like, the pit slightly angled. So it's just a staircase downwards.
Yes.
I'm not sure if this looks like that IRL as well. Surely not.
Off the top of my head. No, I wouldn't imagine it's that steep of a drop off. But it's still an experience going into that pit box anyway. I never really noticed it until today, really. I was like, I feel like I'm, going down a little hill just as I'm coming out of the box. I'm like, that's a weird feeling. Sure, that's not right, but it's at least what it's showing.
Yeah. I kind of mentioned they can only like animate its crew in like one position.
Yeah.
And thus they kind of have to make it that, okay, virtual safety car is very interesting now. It's great for Mofa if he wasn't like out of the race entirely already. Otherwise it could be an opportunity for Marcian or Donny, but they would probably have to go for Hearts from
it's Mofa that's caused it.
Ah, okay.
He has no front wing.
So let us look. What does Marcian cook? Does he really go? There it stops again. So this is not great for Marcian here.
Unfortunate.
Gonna go softs from here on out.
Donny gets also 5 seconds.
Yeah.
For speeding the pit lane as well.
And he's going hards. Okay, Marcian is gonna have a fun time by the end of this race on softs.
But having said that, he's actually come out closer to Janneman than when Janneman went into the pit, so...
But Janneman is also, like, way further away from...
Yes, 2.3 seconds now, so...
So, like, to the leader, I think Marcian has slightly lost. Even with the added benefit of having half your pit stop being VSC.
You're looking at, what, 5.5 seconds, I think, behind Siegel. At the very least, who got a very favourable restart off that virtual safety car. Jimsky just about closing up. Anyway. But Siegel had, for a moment, coming through the S's anyway. It was about 5/10 up and coming out the hairpin. It was a full second, so Jimsky managing to close back up throughout the remainder of Sector 2.
The fastest middle sector right now.
4/10 better than his own time as well, so we could actually be on for a new fastest lap here from Jimsky.
He must have gained a lot.
Will be.
There we are, 129.2.
Which is better than my qualifying time earlier. Depressingly. I'll say not my best, not by a long shot. I think I was about 2 seconds down from my time trial time, which is obviously like a a perfect scenario when you're doing those, but it's not 2 seconds. I'll say that much. So
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, this is one of the games where you look at them and be like, well, I'm doing the exact same thing. Why are they 2 seconds faster than me?
yes, yeah. But it's every little millimeter where they're putting on the brakes, letting off, or putting on the throttle as well. It's the fine margins that just make it up over a lap. It's now a 3 second gap to Janneman created, and Marcel Jan has just about got back in DRS range of his teammate, and they may look to swap here with Marcel Jan on the fresher soft tires.
Yep.
See if we can.
Emils, in the meantime, has gotten past Sean. Hunting the Don. Yeah, MQ and Kingsman have benefited very differently from their pit strategies as well. They were so close together, now 4 seconds apart. And no overtake between Seagull and Jimsky. And Janneman makes space
Anyway.
for Marcel Jan. Oh, and there is a time penalty for Emils. See, Emils also under attack here. He being overtaken.
Some point Moffat gonna have to give way to the race leader.
Ooh, blue flags probably flying everywhere.
Yeah, they are now. It pulls out to the side. Seagull through. Oh, he nearly forgets about Jimsky there, but all good in the end. Is
Yeah,
that
maybe
will
he
not
can
be...
follow some and gain at least some of the time back. I mean, it's like half a lap to Astral, but yeah, I'm pretty sure these two are probably already out of his DRS anyways.
Yeah, it's
Oh, Jimsky.
be surprising. Nice move there into the final chicane from Jimsky.
Seagull.
But that will at least give Seagull DRS to come back. And I do think, looks like Mofet's going to get it. Seagull back through nice and clean. Marcel Jan still about 3 seconds down. He is obviously going to have to navigate Moffat on his way through.
Yeah, and Janneman really falling off pace here. Not looking too great for him. Emils past Sean again. These two are just exchanging position every other lap. For P8 here, both of them I think have a 3-second corner cut time penalty.
Yes, I believe so. I think all the penalties that we have at the moment... Oh no, Furistani does have 5, which would be for speeding the pit lane. But the other 3 drivers that have are all 3 seconds.
Ooh, the chatting Hunter is here. Randro did also not win, actually. He got yeasted. It was a very close race, though. They were within a second. So
Yeast got the bread in that one ahead of Randro.
yeah.
Hey, thank you. I am here all evening.
Are you? I thought we were
no,
about
probably
in about
not.
15
I'm
minutes.
wrapping. I was going to say, once we wrap up, I'm going straight to bed. But I'll be back. Possibly.
Oh well.
3 weeks' time? I don't know. I'm not here next week. I'm not here the week afterwards. I'm working, but...
Yeah, I'm not here next week neither. I'm not sure if there is actually going to be a stream next week, but we may see.
Force Astral not to race and make him stream both. It's fine.
Nah, I think, like, I'm not sure if Herbie's there or if he has the capacities to stream, but I think he has the game on console, so probably not gonna be great. I'm not sure how you would stream on console, but I think he has done it with Rocket League before, so I'm just not sure. Maybe there's just gonna be a no stream next week once.
Yeah, we can all hop in Nitro's own stream and watch the race from
Yeah.
his perspective.
There's plenty of POV streamers, so
Exactly. That might well be the time to check them out.
I mean, Fanta into the casting booth. Let's go. Yeah, we will see. It's not gonna be my business. I'll be in Greece. It is not Portugal this time, Fanta. I'm sorry. But yeah, Seagull Jimsky. Once more changing positions here, presumably. There we are.
Marcel Jan still no closer to them on that soft tire. He's managed to create a gap to Janman, but two in front of him are just too much for him to catch as it stands, and he's going to be asking a lot of those soft tires come the end of the race, I would think.
So, I mean, Jimsky Seagull swapping around is probably going to continue until the end of the race. Question is just who manages their energy a little bit better and comes out on top in the final fight, I guess. Both of them on pretty similar energy. Jimsky having actually having about 20% more. But Seagull is gonna get his charge lap next lap.
It was a very, very interesting tussle between the two, as it normally does. There's no third driver in this equation at the moment for Jimsky or to get tangled up with. So on for a very, very competitive end to this race. Marcel has just now gained about 6/10 over the course of the last lap.
He's lost a lot of ERS as well. I mean, I guess he probably got DRS from Mofa.
I'm not sure he did actually. I think he passed Mofa in sector 2.
Fair enough.
To be honest, I think Mofa's just managed to stick to the back of him instead, so it's probably just a lot of ERS. But just down to 2 seconds now for him. It's still going to be a tall order to catch up with these two and potentially pass them, because of course they do themselves have a lot of ERS, but you can see Marcel Jan just about coming into the picture when you're looking at Jimsky or Seagull's cameras.
So, lead change coming up. They still have about 20% ERS difference there in favor of Jimsky. Seagull's pretty much unchanged. Marcian keeps getting closer, so does Janneman, I think. But I think... Oh my god. Mofa has just spun again.
Yep, that might be damage to the rear wing as well, considering where he's currently sat, and he's now being lapped by his teammate in MQ. His rear wing looks fine
I
at the
think
moment,
damage is
but...
not shown.
Oh, he's lost it again.
Yeah, and I think damage
Very
is
quickly
not
gets
shown
out the way
on
from
the
him.
rear wing. Like, it's not displayed. You can't see it.
Oh, that was a bit snappy back in as he tried to file in behind the Meals and nearly caught him in the end and stays off track for Sean, but looks set to be lapped by the entire grid at this rate. It's just Astral left to pass him.
Side by side here, Jimsky Seagull. Jimsky pulls through and is ahead, and oh, they have evened their ERS somehow. Whatever Jimsky did, that lost him a lot. Seagull now level-headed with him, and that is gonna be interesting for the last few laps. And Marcian is coming closer.
I'd suspect Moffat does have rear wing damage. He keeps losing the back end through that hairpin, and this might be the next instance of it. Oh, yep. That's not pretty coming through there, and he does now have 6 seconds to his penalties. Not a good outing from Moffat in the end, as he looks set to be the only driver to finish. Will actually finish without points. Las Gediminas and Hussein on laps 1 and 2, I do believe.
There is at least a front wing extra. He retired. I guess Moffat can be hoping. Oh, he's going for fastest lap. Which is gonna be tough because, I don't know, like, kind of independent on what tires you're on. Seagull and Jimsky are just crazy.
Marcian has caught up a significant amount.
Yeah.
To be honest, 1.3 now in it.
He is drained though.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
0 ERS. Jimsky's sitting
Engine's
down
gonna start suffering
80%
for
or
that.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seagull has lost 20% somehow again. Yeah, I wonder if these two see Marcian in their rear mirrors now. Are like, oh, we gotta actually pick up the pace a little again. Surely as to pits, his soft eye are gonna blow up. Honestly, Marcian has been having quite long stints in recent races. A bunch of times. Like, I'm not trusting his strategy yet entirely because he has pushed a whole bunch close up to Seagull and Jimsky on these tires. But if someone can get it through there, it's probably him.
Yellow flag was just Moffat again. Really struggling his way, limping round Suzuka at the moment. And Marcian has just now lost about 4 or 5 tenths over the course of that last lap. So he's really having to pick and choose his moments. In general, he has, successfully closed up, but it's going to be gradual, and if he's going to close up, it's going to be very, very late on.
Yeah,
Jimsky and Seagull continue to swap. They might have to avoid Moffat here again, who's moving slowly, but he is moving. But that rear wing must be shot because every set corners at least like once per sector he's losing the back end. So
Marcian is losing again, probably due to the fact that Seagull and Jimsky have started spending some of their energy again.
Moffat's in the wall. Oh no, that's DNF.
That is a safety car coming out. That could be very interesting.
That could toss things up. I would imagine everyone will just file into the pits here for softs.
I mean, I don't know, like on Seagull and Jimsky's behalf, I think Jimsky kinda has to because Seagull just can.
Yeah.
Right? And like for Marcian, for sure, I think.
The only ones you'd maybe say would stay out would be MQ and Donny.
Yeah.
Just because they're on the hard tires. Astral's in for
Actually,
softs.
I think Donny shouldn't even stay out. He's 15 seconds behind. People are not gonna lose so much. He's not gonna gain.
We've had an update from Moffat. Austria set up on Japan.
Oh my god. And Marcian has almost
Oh.
spun into the pits there. Now
Oh.
this is gonna make an awkward situation for Janneman.
Yeah, Janneman's crawling into the pit now because he's having to
Yeah,
create a gap for this double stack. Kingsman in. MQ looks like he nearly loses it in final turn. He's in. Donny will be next to make his decision. He comes in.
yeah. I think
Emil's.
correct call.
It's going to be it looks as though it's going to be the entire grid, which is completely understandable. Emil's is in. Sean, last one to make the decision, as Ashel already had, and will do so. So yeah, tire grid's going to be on fresh softs for this restart. I'm not sure Ashel's going
Astral
to have
has
time
already.
to catch all the way up. He has pit, yeah, but will he be able to make up 50 seconds under the
I think
safety car?
so. I think safety cars are very slow around here. Of course, like this lap, he's still gonna have to hold the delta. But I think as soon as he crosses the line, safety car message will say like close up to the other or catch the field or something.
Yeah,
And
already
then
looks like he's
he'll-
going pretty fast. Yeah, as soon as you come into the sector 3, if I remember correctly, that's where
Ah,
it sort
okay.
of allows you to
Yeah.
catch up. That's how it at least felt anyway. It was coming through sector 1 and sector 2 for me. I'm like, oh me, like how slow does this delta want me to go? But as soon as you break into sector 3, it really just flies back round. So I mean, at least he may well catch up to Sean. He has closed the gap by 30 seconds already to him. So I mean, he's in for a point scoring race regardless, but brought back into it quite mercifully by a safety car, and could well be on for more points. But this really does throw the cat amongst the pigeons for this one.
Okay, Nitro saying he should already have no delta as soon as the safety car picks up the leader.
We're
Apparently
going to
it
get
goes
safety
off.
car for another lap, so we will have
Yes.
the entire grid caught up,
Yes.
and 2 full laps of intense racing to come to settle, well, 25 points effectively, and right the way down the grid.
That's probably one of the most exciting ends of a race, honestly. Yeah, ask a Hamilton fan. No penalties, everybody on the same tires, it's a 2-lap sprint. I already predict there is at least
There's going to
2
be there's going to be
incidents.
contact, yeah.
Yeah, like
There's
people
got
are seeing Ooga Booga restart 2 laps to go, and they are gonna send it into the first corner. Like there is no
Star
tomorrow.
power-ups, you
Yeah.
name it. Like it's going to be chaos. And I am, quite frankly, all for it. I cannot wait. Astral will, yeah, absolutely catch up to
Yeah.
the back of this queue, as I would imagine safety car will come in this lap.
Yeah, I think so too.
And we won't have DRS as well, will we?
No, not at all, I think.
No.
It will probably activate by the end of the last lap.
Yeah. And we'll be, so it's going to come entirely down to ERS.
Yeah,
And
but I think at this
everyone, as a
point,
result,
yeah.
is full bar Astral, who is sat at about 50%. Everyone else is
Astral is just pushing
all
right
their
now.
energy. Yeah.
Using all of his energy, driving a hot lap. No, but you can probably still charge a little bit. Honestly, it is probably tough to even spend 100% in like 2 laps of racing. Yeah, I gotta care to not rear-end anybody. So, safety car in this lap, as we thought. Jimsky's gonna slow things down.
Surprisingly so.
Yeah. Actually still relatively fast, I guess, like relatively close to the safety car. Limits his options for the restart considerably, I think. To be honest though, I think he could already go for the start if he went now.
He Might wait till he's around this corner. Yep.
Yeah.
He's sending it now. Full throttle down, and we are underway for 2 laps left at Suzuka, and it is all to play for. Emil and Sean with time penalties could see Astro claim P8, but anything else is fair game here. Jimsky leading us away round turn 1. No immediate on-track battles.
I mean, rolling
Well-
start, of course, makes it a little bit harder to go even with people. If you're not sleeping on the restart, you're likely not going to be under attack. But let's see.
Jimsky being very careful with his energy usage.
Yeah, of course, Will needs a lot of this to just defend on Seagull when the time comes.
I
And
think the
yeah,
first one you're really looking at is coming out of Spoon, that long straight into sector 3. Seagull's got very, very close. He's just 1/10 down.
yeah, gotta care, of course, to not pick up a penalty now, because this could cost you everything here.
Seagull gonna go for it down the inside and leads us into the final lap. Marcel Yang getting very, very close to Jimsky here as well. One more lap to go in Suzuka. It's Seagull who leads with the fastest lap put down as well. And Marcel Jan's so close to the back of Jimsky there. But no move going to be made into turn 1.
Yeah, and it is now really a tough situation, I think, for Jimsky, because he has to get past here. He can't wait for the start-finish straight. He's probably either gonna have to try it into Spoon or into the chicane. And Seagull, of course, will defend that with all that he has got. But yeah, last lap already. Purple sector 1 for Jimsky. But I guess like everybody's going pretty much fastest lap pace here at this point.
Oh, Marcel Jan's on low fuel. I'll
Yeah,
say
okay.
that much. So
Everyone is
Jimsky, not and
actually.
Seagull. Yeah, they're all beginning to. Everyone, I would say, it's bar Janneman,
Yeah.
and then Emil, Sean, and Astral. So it's really going to come down to it. Jimsky is going to have to make a move now. Seagull use a lot of ERS through there. Jimsky now has less than him. And they're so close. He's pushing all the way down. Oh, he's going to send it down the inside. They go side by side through the chicane. There is contact between the two. Jimsky's run off. Seagull runs away with it.
Oh
There's
my.
a benefit there. And oh, Janneman barely keeps out the wall as Marcel Jan comes through to claim P2. Oh my, that could have been messy.
Unfortunately, the TV camera angle was like really bad on the incident there. I couldn't really see like if Jimsky was pushed off, if he had like a car width of room there, how this ended. All we could see is, well, Seagull falling over. No, but yeah, Seagull taking the win in the end.
Janneman almost ending up in the wall.
Yeah, yeah, and Marcian snacking away P2 and almost P1 even. He was only a 10th down by the end of it. Crazy finish there. Jimsky absolutely sent it, but Seagull stood his ground and at least crossed the line in first.
Well. Astral couldn't stick to the back of Emil's to make up for both time penalties there, but he does get the benefit over Sean in the end. Seagull comes away with the win. Be very, very interested to see the two perspectives of that one, because as you said, the camera that we were given, not exactly the best one there. Jimsky just did seem to be, I don't know if it was force wide, but he definitely ended up on track coming out of
probably
turn
grinded the curb a little bit.
17.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
and
Nitro
as a
asking
result,
how Jimsky lost P2. I think that's probably just him taking a lot of curb there. Marcelian, I mean, Seagal
Just
and
benefit.
Jimsky had contact. Marcelian had the cleaner exit because Janneman was not Hail Marying to the last corner. Teammate, I guess.
Jimsky then struggled to kind of keep the car under control, and Janneman did get caught up in it, but the minor touch on the wall on the inside.
Yeah.
Just to maintain P4.
Well. That was an explosive finish to this race. Let me look. What hour am I even? Austria.
Silverstone?
Oh damn,
Oh,
that's
Austria,
such a
sorry.
banger.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I
Oh, well.
believe Silverstone's after that, isn't it?
Yeah, it might be. We have a very good calendar here for this last season. It was really the only in my. Now it's Vegas first and then Silverstone.
I see.
But yeah, I don't know. Was an amazing race. Sorry for the crash. Don't know what caused it, but at least we got through it fine. So yeah. Yeah. Congrats to Seagull. We'll see. And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays. Through the final chicane and the AlphaTauri hits the wall of champions.